Welcome to Audio Sports Online. Another great edition of Zionsville High School varsity football. Tonight we expect an amazing night. It's the Eagles' homecoming, and they are going to play a top opponent. You know, there's no gimmies in these league games, Ken. I'm Jay Baker along with Ken Attila, and we're getting ready to have the captains meet at the midfield stripe, and then we are looking for another great edition of Friday Night Lights. We got a chance to meet tonight the honorary referee, a gentleman I've had the good fortune of working with in the past, Gary Lee. And Gary Lee has been on ESPN as well as pretty well known for Channel 4 and was one of the early helpers for Sammy Terry on Channel 4, which is kind of cool.
Who did he play?
He played Ghoulie, I believe. I can't remember all the characters, but Ghoulie. And when you look back, when Channel 4 remembers the late great Sammy Terry, they always talk about the fact that there was always some guy operating a rubber spider or some type of...
So Gary might have been doing that?
He might have been operating the rubber spider in the background.
Poor Sammy Terry is in the cemetery.
He is, yes. He's gone from ghoul to actual ghoul.
Ashes to ashes.
The captains now line up. We got introduced to the officiating crew, and it does appear that... the Zionsville Eagles will kick off to the Fishers Tigers. So Eagles to the Tigers. The respective captains wish each other well. They'll go back to their sideline, and we will get ready for a big game here tonight. We'll get a chance to see Fishers on offense first. This is a powerhouse team. We know that. The keys to this game, Ken, will be the fact that Zionsville will need to slow them down. We saw Zionsville play visiting Noblesville Miller's team, and they schooled Noblesville, and they did it defensively, quite frankly. They stymied much of Noblesville's offensive efforts, and that's, I think, going to be the real key to this game is can the Zionsville defense hold on, and then can the Zionsville Eagles score enough points to win this game. I know an oversimplification, but I think that's what it really boils down to.
Anybody can win these games. Noblesville beat Fishers.
That's right.
Fishers only lost, and then turn around and Zionsville goes ahead and beats Noblesville and took them out of the ranks of the undefeated.
Well, this is a very tough conference. We've talked about it in the past where we have seen through the years of being with Audio Sports Online, we've gotten an opportunity to see Fishers play several times, and of course a team that's kind of near and dear to us, Hamilton Southeastern. Hamilton Southeastern last week got absolutely thumped, and I think unexpectedly by a team from Westfield that they'd handled quite readily. So let us turn our attention now to Zionsville varsity football. The kick is up, and it will come down right about the 5-yard line. The Fishers returner stacked up. Great special teams play. In on the stop, that's Eddie Mattingly. Very quick. Put a stop on that, and we'll get a chance to see Fishers now. 1st and 10, they will start from near the 15-yard line.
Very good special teams, getting them all the way down inside the 20. That's some well-coached ball players.
Absolutely, and one of the things that we have seen in the past has been the fact that there are some very talented returners, and you've got to keep a guy under wraps if you can. Connor Christensen will be under center. He'll have one back in the backfield with 4 wideouts for Fisher's first offensive touch of the game. Back, quick pass, the swing pass, and completely and totally overthrew the intended receiver. That was Jayshun Harris, the senior wide receiver, and that ball...
I think he called an audible, and
interesting.
Jayshun didn't hear it.
Maybe Jayshun didn't respond, but that seemed like an odd start for the Tigers.
Zionsville seemed to be loading in the middle on that zone, and that's probably why he threw it real quick to the wide side.
One running back, make that I formation, lined up behind Connor Christensen. That is Harvey Allen, the tailback. The handoff is to Allen. Allen surges forward through a sea of green, stays on his feet, and that should be a gain of about 5 yards. They'll spot the ball near the 21-yard line.
Well, Christensen has a good arm, but he even has better feet. He's a good runner. So this will probably be in his hands.
make that officially 3rd and 5 to go here. The ball is spotted right on the 20. 11:19 left to play here in the first period. And Christensen will go into the pistol formation. 1 running back. He's got a slot receiver and 3 wideouts. 3rd and 5. Play action pass. They get the ball to Harris, but another great defensive stop. That was just perfect defense. Coming up to cover very rapidly, that was Jake Minuski, the defensive back, and Fishers now will be forced into a punt after a gain of only a yard on that last play.
That's unusual because Fishers usually puts together a couple of first downs the first series. But you know what? Zionsville has a very quick defense.
They really do.
It's going to be a good game.
Zionsville back to receive at their own 45-yard line. The punt is up. It is high. It will come down a little bit short and take a Zionsville bounce. Zionsville will start with a good field position in Tiger territory. They're going to spot that ball, Ken, looks like about the 43-yard line.
Wow, that's outstanding for them to be able to start there instead of inside their 20.
That punt had a little reverse spin on it, and when it came to earth, instead of rolling forward, it actually backspun, and the Fishers players were pretty quick to cover that one up because that was not what they wanted to do.
Yeah, if he was playing golf, that would have been a hell of a good shot, but not for punting.
1 back in the backfield. Josh Hinkle. Back to pass. Long pass. The post pattern, and he almost got the ball into his receiver.
He was well covered.
Threw that one into double coverage, and the receiver could not quite haul it in. And we're going to run into a little bit of a problem that we have sometimes covering Zionsville. Great numbers on the jerseys, hard to check. That was Max Duke. Actually, make that Ben Coker the wide receiver on that play. Hinkle under center. The handoff up the middle. Some tough yardage between center and guard on the right-hand side of the line.
I can see why Hinkle threw that ball first. They wanted to loosen him up a little bit because Fishers has huge linemen. It's going to be very tough to run inside against the Fishers defensive line.
That was Panola on the coverage. Gain of 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8 now. The ball is on the Fishers 41-yard line. Pistol formation. The ball is snapped over the head of Christensen, or make that Josh Hinkle.
Right.
Thankfully, Cole Wendt was in the backfield, and Cole was able to scoop up the errant long snap, and Cole Wendt moves forward for about a 1-yard gain, but, man, that was tough there.
Good hands. I bet he plays shortstop.
Yeah, Cole Wendt kind of saved the day because that ball was served up loose, as now Zionsville will be forced to punt from their own 45-yard line. High punt, and it looks like it's going to come down. It's going to end up in the end zone. Touchback for just a minute there. Looked like it was going to be a nice coffin corner kick. But back-to-back punts for both offensive units, and the Tigers will be 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
I like what that back did. He put his fair cat signal up, and I think he wanted those guys to let up so that they wouldn't try to down it inside the 5. Pretty smart play.
That was a smart play. And we'll expect, of course, heads-up play from both teams as Fishers now back on their second offensive series of the evening. Connor Christensen will be under center. Familiar 3 wide out. The 4-3 of Zionsville getting ready. The handoff is up the middle. Good defensive stop. We've talked about the athleticism of that defensive line. And in on the stop for, that was Nick Maines, their big senior defensive end.
They're showing that quickness again, aren't they?
Absolutely, they are.
They're giving up size. They're giving up 20, 30 pounds sometimes.
A gain of 3 there for Harvey Allen. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Ball is back at their own 23. Christensen back to pass, tucks the ball and runs. Wasn't really flush from the pocket, but I think that might have been a designed keeper for him on a delay. And Riley Porkchak is the man who brought him down.
He faked me out. I saw the left end was wide open at the 50. I thought he was going to throw it to him.
Good gain for Christensen. That will set up now a 3rd and 3.
With this
The
type
ball
of
is on the
offensive
27-yard line.
We'll see if they start opening some
Big
holes.
muscle on both sides of the ball as they settle in for this 3rd down. The Fishers running back surges forward, and I think he's got just enough to get it. That was Harvey Allen on the carry.
Real close.
Off right guard, and it's going to be close. The chains are moving. So it'll be 1st down for the Tigers. Our first down of the game, and the Tigers are blessed with 3 more downs at their own 31-yard line. 7:31 left to play in this game. Scoreless so far. Christensen with Allen in the backfield. Christensen back to pass. Long pass. It's a wobbler, and I think it's going to come down short. Did he catch it? They're going to say he caught it out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Good defensive coverage down the field. It was Jake Manewski on defensive coverage there in his cornerback position.
That goes back 3 plays because when the quarterback kept the ball on that 2nd down play, they had a wide open receiver down around the 50-yard line. So somebody saw it and said, try it again.
They tried to get the ball down to Josh Lloyd on a fly pattern down the left sideline. Christensen, though, somewhat of a poor delivery on the pass. Ball ends up being incomplete as it was caught out of bounds. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 now. Handoff to Allen. Allen slashes up the middle. Gets the ball out to about the 35-yard line. In on the stop was Joe Lipinski.
Lipinski has some pretty good pins, some pretty good wheels. He just that kid had an opening, but Lipinski ran him down.
Allen tried to bounce it to the outside. They'll hold him to a gain of only about 4. 3rd down and 6 now. 6:41 to play here in the first quarter. Christensen will now be in the pistol formation, 1 back in the backfield, 3 wideouts. He's back to pass, rolls to his left. He's going to be chased down, and I think that's Nick Maines. Maines was not fooled on the rollout. Maines stayed with his man, and Nick Maines, who has been a defensive standout here for Zionsville with the sack. Christensen sacked all the way back to the 25. That's going to be 4th and a long one, 4th and about 16 here. And the Tigers will punt. So back-to-back punts for the Tigers. We talked about the fact that Zionsville's defense will have to keep this team in the game, and so far that has been the case. The Tigers punter back at his own 10-yard line. The kick is up. Fair catch is called just inside Zionsville territory. And that was Coker. No return on that one. Ben Coker, the senior wide receiver. And now Zionsville will get their 2nd offensive series. Close to the midfield stripe. They're going to spot it at the Zionsville 49-yard line. So Zionsville with good field position. The last 2 possessions, Ken, or actually this is the 2nd possession of the evening.
Right.
They started on the Tiger 43-yard line. Were forced to punt.
See if they'll do a little trickerosity here. And
Cole Wendt is in the backfield along with Hinkle. Hinkle with the quick pass, and it's knocked to the ground. Had trouble seeing the receiver he was trying to hit there in the right flat.
Can't pick their numbers up, Jay. Just can't do it.
Well, I think you can. You just have to have that Superman super eyesight.
Yeah. It's a smart play, though, to do a quick pass. They've got to get to the outside against Fishers. That's about the only way they're going to get yardage.
Hinkle Two backs in the backfield. The handoff.
Whoops. Inside.
Handoff to Cole Wendt, and he goes up the middle. And Wendt carries the ball for about a 7-yard gain. They're going to spot it at the Tiger 43-yard line.
And for being 5'8" and about 180 pounds, soaking wet, he made a nice cut right over tackle. He got a sliver of an opening, and he made the best out of it.
3rd and 3, ball at the Tiger 44. Hinkle, pistol formation. Hinkle keeps it, then pitches it, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. He pitched it at the last minute to Cole Wendt. Wendt tried to find some running room around the right end and was dropped for a 1-yard loss. And this will set up another Zionsville punt.
That's tough to do that when you're on that far hash mark like that. You don't have as much field to negotiate when you do the flip. So
a 3 and out for the Eagles this time around. 4:31 first quarter, and they'll punt. The kick is up, and it is leaning towards Coffin corner right. It is fielded about the 15-yard line. The Fishers receiver breaks containment, gets the ball all the way back out to close to the 40-yard line before he is tripped up. In on the stop was Jake Manewski, but an excellent return after being trapped down around his own 12-yard line.
I thought he was going to fair catch it because he was surrounded, but the kid has ice water in his veins. He caught the ball and just took off. Now he's giving them good field position as opposed to the first 2 times they had the ball.
Fishers will start on their own 42-yard line. Connor Christensen under center, I formation, 2 wideouts. The handoff, finding some running room over left tackle, fights his way forward, about an 8-yard gain. That was Maurice Campbell on the carry. They're going to end up spotting that ball inside Eagle territory at the Zionsville 48-yard line. So it is a 2nd down and inches, so longer gain than we thought. They may be measuring. They're going to bring the sticks out, so a nearly 10-yard gain there for Maurice Campbell.
I'm going to guess that he's made it by that one stripe of the ball.
It does look like they might be very close and just a tick shy here. It'll be 2nd down and about an inch, but yeah.
That's a gnat's eyelash.
That is a gnat's eyelash, and chalk up a nice run there for Maurice Campbell. 2nd and very short. The ball is just inside Eagle territory.
All right, now you would think that they would just go for the 1.5 inches, but they may go for a bomb here.
They may try the long ball here as Christensen will line up under center with an I formation behind him, tight with 2 wideouts. And Christensen does the quarterback sneak.
That was the conservative thing to do.
Pushes forward, and as you said, the conservative call with about a 4-yard gain will make that about a 3-yard gain. Will place the ball at the Eagle 45-yard line. So Christensen gives him 3 more downs to play with.
Zionsville basically conceded it. They just put 4 men on the line and dropped their linebackers, probably in anticipation of a possible pass.
Christensen goes back with the I formation. Handoff to the tailback, getting some running room. Over right tackle, will not go down. Once again, another fine run. That is Maurice Campbell. And Campbell with about a 16-yard scamper, another 1st down for the Fishers Tigers.
They're getting into a rhythm now, aren't they, Jay?
Well, they are, and this is what we talked about. Some of the really good teams, you've got to break up that rhythm. This is not a hurry-up offense, but it is a systematic offense. And Connor Christensen will start to pick the Eagles apart. So the Eagles are going to have to make a stand here as the ball is on the Eagles' 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Fishers Tigers. Christensen, 2 wideouts, branch to the left. Long snap count. Handoff up the middle. The spin move as he got curtailed, and he's going to end up losing some yardage.
Almost popped the ball out on that tackle.
And almost lost the ball, as you said. Brad Buckland was back there The spin move being applied there by Maurice Campbell, and just briefly had some daylight. He'll end up losing a yard. They're going to spot the ball back at the 32-yard line, and it'll set up 2nd down and 12 here for the Tigers. So some heads-up defense, which we know that the Eagles are very, very capable of doing.
Yeah, they needed, well, not just to stop. It'd be nice if they could get a turnover here for the sake of trying to go on offense and turn the tide here, because they're relentless, this Fishers team.
Timeout is called on the playing field. And the timeout is going to go to Fishers. So Fishers lined up, saw something they didn't like. Tonight's officials, the referee is Terry Adams. Now, it was nice of the officials to come up and give us this roster card. I jokingly told the official, now we'll know who to blame. He didn't seem especially humored by that, but the journalists sure were. But Terry Adams and Del Asher, who is the crew chief for this group. Now, Terry is from Lima, Ohio. Del Asher's from London, Kentucky. And it's then after that, these guys are from Denver, Colorado, Rock Hill, South Carolina, and Columbus, Indiana. Now, you could see a guy coming up from Columbus to call a game in Zionsville, but there's not a lot of guys. This Josh Foster, the line judge, coming in from Denver, Colorado. So it's literally, they always talk about this is an ACC crew or this is an SEC crew. This is a multinational crew.
Oh, my goodness.
Calling the game here tonight.
Well, Lima is in Portugal or someplace, isn't it? And I know London's over in England, so it is an international crew.
It is truly an international crew. As Christensen now on 2nd and 12 following the timeout. I formation for the Tigers. Handoff to the tailback, and once again, Maines is in there and shuts that play down. Just as he tried to bounce it outside, Maurice Campbell met solid resistance and then was put to the ground by Nick Maines, and Maines is a tough customer in there at defensive end, a very rangy senior.
Yeah, he is. He's quick.
They'll drop him for a loss of about 3. That's going to set up a 3rd down and 17 now. The ball is back at the 37-yard line.
He tried to stutter step him, and Maines would have none of
No
that.
stutter step for Nick Maines.
No. It's got to be a passing down, don't you think, Jay?
Obvious passing situation as Christensen now back. Rolls to his right, looks. Southpaw's going to be chased out of the pocket. I think he's going to throw it away. And he tried to get it to his receiver. Was it caught? They're going to say that he juggled the ball as he headed out of bounds. I believe that was John Williams, the receiver. Williams chased it down but just could not get to the ball, and a couple of the Eagles defenders get up there slow as they had some trouble running down Fisher. In fact, coming out of the game with a bit of a limp, though he is under his own power, that is Brad Buckland. So Buckland's going to go to the sidelines, and
watch the
training
fake.
staff's going to look at him. It is 4th down now. Tigers are going to have to punt. Timeout called. The Eagles call timeout, and like you said watch out for the fake. You wonder if maybe they didn't tip their hand a little bit. Back to punt for the Tigers is Josh Lloyd, and we've talked about the fact, Ken, that there's players out there that are listed sometimes just as athlete. And obviously with skilled players, you can play them just about anywhere. There's a handful of these Fishers Tigers that, as you said, if you're going to send Josh Lloyd, who is officially listed as a wide receiver and cornerback, send him back to punt, that's a potential wildcat situation. Do you not agree? Even though it was fourth and a ton. If they turn the ball over here, though, they're far enough into Eagle territory. No harm, no foul if they tried the old trickerosity here. But the Eagles must have felt like something was up. They called the timeout, and they're going to regroup now, special teams. Coker will be back to receive the punt just inside his own 10-yard line.
He's tough. I mean, he gets his hands on the ball. We could have a sprint.
Well, another punt. It's been a punt festival tonight. The Tigers will be punting from just inside the 50-yard line. The kick is away. It's a high one and not going to be returned. And once again, with the backspin, it came to earth right around the 10, but bounced back out. They're going to pin, though, the Eagles pretty deep in their own territory. This will be the worst starting position that Zionsville's had to contend with this evening. Both of their first two offensive series began near midfield. They'll be 1st and 10, and they're going to spot the ball at the 11-yard line.
Getting those several first downs helped to flip the field now, and let's see if the Eagles can get a big play.
Well, the Eagles could use a big play. Two backs in the backfield. Hinkle is in the shotgun. The handoff up the middle. Tries to find some running room. They've been running a lot behind their big right guard. And surging forward and getting just a few yards there is Cole Wendt. They'll give Wendt a couple-yard gain there. It'll set up 2nd and 8. So if you're the official referee, as the honorary referee with Gary Lee, does he get to sit in some special king's chair? We'll have to see if he's down there.
He gets to keep the coin, maybe. First flags of the evening.
First flag of the evening, and it might have been an illegal shift as Hinkle took the snap and was motoring towards the right side of the line, and they are going to say it's illegal procedure. So apparently there was some movement.
Much as I'm chagrined to have to admit this, that was a good call.
That will bring up a 2nd down here, and about 13, long 13.
Yeah, that doesn't help them. You cannot start making foolish plays now, that way back in the shadow of your
when you're
line.
back on the 8-yard line, that's not where you want to be. As Hinkle now under center, one back in the backfield. Hinkle, the handoff, slashing up the middle, gets back close to the original line of scrimmage as Cole Wendt.
He's a good runner.
Wendt
he follows
is
his
very
blockers
tough.
Perfectly. I really like the way he ran behind that one tackle. Didn't catch you the tackle's number was.
No, it's a little hard to catch some of these numbers.
Love to praise the kid because he did a nice job.
So this sets up a 3rd down and 9. The ball is at the 12-yard line. He'll be in the shotgun with two backs in the backfield, two wideouts for the Eagles. Hinkle.
He held on to it.
Design keeper, but doesn't get much. Only gets the ball out to about the 15-yard line. Hinkle on the design keeper only picked up a couple of yards, and that'll bring up a 4th down for the Eagles, and the Eagles will undoubtedly be punting. And as you said, Ken, you don't want to be punting from deep in your own territory. That'll be the final play of the first quarter, and your observation is good. Josh Hinkle, now he is under his own power, but he was moving slowly following the tackle there on the design keeper.
He got bruised up a little bit on that one, Jay?
Well, he's 6'2" and 180 pounds, so Josh Hinkle is as tall as I am, but considerably lighter than I am. So he's a guy that, could get splintered a little bit on a tough tackle. And the good news is he's got his helmet off. He's moving around, stretching out that leg, and I think Josh is going to be okay. The one thing he does have on his side, Ken, youth and toughness.
Yeah.
That'll overcome that'll overcome a hard tackle 9 out of 10 times.
Well, what was wise with Zionsville is when you're that deep in your own territory, they didn't try to do anything stupid. They didn't try to throw one up for grabs. They tried to, hopefully get somebody to bust a tackle and maybe make a 1st down. Didn't happen, and hopefully they're going to have a good punt on this one and maybe push them across the 50. And
now, what is interesting is Hinkle is down here on the sidelines with headphones on. This shows you the technology that's involved in today's high school sports. There was no headphone, just a coach to yell at you.
You mean in the day?
Back in the day, Eagles are going to punt. The punt from their own 2-yard line will come down about the 50-yard line, was mishandled by the Fishers receiver, and there's a wild scramble for the ball. Fishers is going to retain possession. Having trouble finding the handle on that one was Michael Ryan. Ryan caught a break there because following the punt, Fishers could have easily coughed that one up. Good special teams coverage, which we have come to expect from the Eagles. And the Tigers will set up 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
This is surprising, Jay. I mean, you and I have been to games where it's like 28-0 or 35-3 sometimes by this time in the second quarter. But,
well, I would call Zionsville games that we've seen so far this year as defensive chess matches.
Yes.
Oftentimes won by Zionsville. So they're playing the Tigers exactly the way they need to play them, as this is a scoreless game so far. Quick pass, and
Great
quickly
tackle.
Dropping the receiver in his tracks is Brad Buckland. Buckland was able to keep the short pass to just a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball will be at the 48-yard line. So Buckland, quick there, as he did the quick dump off from Connor Christensen. And that went for very little gain. Christensen will now be under center. Harvey Allen is in the backfield. Handoff is to Allen. Allen bounces it out to the right-hand side of the line, finds some running room. Actually, that was Maurice Campbell on the carry. Campbell gets him close to the 1st down there. It'll be 3rd and very short, it looks like. Ball is just inside the Zionsville Eagles' 45-yard line. So 3rd down and a whisker here. Are they going to call for the chains? I think they're going to go ahead and call for the chains. It's close enough. So another significant gain there from Maurice Campbell with an 8-yard scamper. Might have given the Tigers another 1st down.
I missed last time. I'm going to say he made it this time.
First down.
1 out of 2. I get right.
Not bad. Well, you know, it's interesting how misleading the angle is. You look across the field, and, of course, when we watch on television, Ken, they so nicely put the blue line for the line of scrimmage and then the yellow line for first down. It makes everybody an expert.
I'm always looking for that yellow line.
Where's that yellow line down there? That's what we need here. Connor Christensen now under center, and they are stacked strong left on the Tigers line. The handoff.
Yes.
Oh, that was a play action. Back to pass. He's got the post receiver and wide open, and then lost the ball. Jay Sean Harris, about as wide open as you're going to get in a high school football game. And Jay Sean,
he was too wide open.
Jay Sean had a touchdown for about 2 milliseconds, and that ball caromed off his chest. And that was a tough one. He'll be seeing that in his sleep tonight as that ball was delivered perfectly by Christensen.
Beautiful pass.
Now, Ken, that wasn't the skinny post, was it?
No, that was a big fat cow.
That was.
Oh, that was a big steak dinner right there.
Yeah, you go down by the Buick and I'll hit you. So Christensen really nailed that one, but unfortunately Jay Sean Harris unable to find the handle on that one. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Handoff up the middle. Very little running room, gets stacked up in a hurry. That time it was Harvey Allen, and they limit Harvey to a gain of about 1 inside. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
When you breathe a sigh of relief like that when you're on defense, that revives you a little bit. It's like maybe this is our day, you know?
A number of green jerseys, including Ryan Teague, in on the stop. And that will bring up a 3rd down and 9. And this is, as we talked about, Ken, this is where the Eagles really have to stiffen, get the ball back.
Yeah, they got to stop him here.
It is still scoreless, but we are seeing maybe just a nudge of momentum kind of going towards the Tigers.
Well, they've had guys open.
Back for the quick pass. Looks on the slant pattern, and, boy, you talk about devastation. Dropped immediately, but not before he picked up a 1st down, was Josh Lloyd. And I did not catch who was on the stop, but, Ken, that was some punishment dealt out there by the defensive back.
That was a play you see on Sundays. You know,
that was.
Very well done on both sides of the ball. Delivered it perfectly, and, boy, the wide receiver got taken down like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, he hit the ground hard, but bounced back up right away, and that's good. So Josh Lloyd gives the Tigers a 1st down. Their down at the 26-yard line.
Uh-oh.
The handoff up the middle, gets some running room. That is Maurice, John Graves.
Now they've got them. They're passing, they're running, they're passing.
Graves gives them another first down at the 12-yard line. So 1st and 10 again for the Tigers. Back-to-back first downs here. And the Eagles now have to make a defensive stand in their own red zone.
They do. And they're capable of it. That's the thing.
This has been a scoreless game so far, liking it to a defensive chess match as both teams have been forced to punt each time they've held the ball. This has been the most successful drive so far for the Tigers as Christensen under center, the handoff. Tries to find some running room and no going. Nick Maines put the stop to that play, limited the Fishers ball carrier to a gain of about 2 yards.
Nick Maines is going to get a Lebowski for being a dude tonight.
Yeah.
He's playing really well.
They're actually going to spot the ball and only give him about a 1-yard gain. Put the ball at about the 12-yard line.
I'm going to say you're right. 12 and a half.
We were talking about last week. We know I like the sport of soccer, but the soccer markings throw me off just a little bit when the ball's down here. As Christensen now under center on 2nd and 9.
I thought that was cricket, not soccer.
Quick pass. They get the ball outside, and he is limited as Coker puts the stop. They got the ball out very quickly to John Graves, and they're going to limit Graves to a gain of about 3. Ball will be spotted at about the 6-yard line, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and a long 4 for the Tigers. But the tough one is they are driving here.
Yeah. You got to watch a double move where they go to the stick and then go into the end zone if he's going to put the ball up.
Christensen with one back in the backfield. 3 wideouts, and he puts one of them into motion. Play action pass. Tries to hit the slant, couldn't get it. Tried to feed the ball back into Jayshun Harris. Threw the ball at Jayshun's feet.
Field goal time.
So the Tigers will be attempting a field goal.
That was a good defensive stand, my friend.
Boy, it really was, and that just shows you that Christensen, who's usually deadly accurate, forced to throw that last one in a hurry. That's always been somewhat of a complaint. A 23-yard field goal attempt here for the Tigers.
I'm going to try to get the whole...
The kick is up, and the kick is good. So 23-yard field goal draws first blood for the visiting Fishers Tigers. And the score is 3-0. 7:34 left to play here in the first half. A brilliant night here in central Indiana. We've had outstanding weather. There was a bit of inclement weather moving through central Indiana, and there was a slight chance of some rain tonight, but we've so far been rain-free. A beautiful night for a Zionsville High School homecoming weekend. I guess the class of 2003 is here. That would be their 10th anniversary. That was a particularly illustrious class. Their senior prank, of course, involved wildlife and spray paint.
And there's a gendarme right behind us, so you know that they were infamous.
Yes, the Zionsville police are actually here in the press box.
That's right.
Following allegations of misdeeds done by the class of 2003. There will be a full investigation
into where the donuts were taken.
Yeah, that'll get you really far. I hope that we don't get stopped on our way out of sight of Zionsville. I think, sir, can you step out of the car? We'll be coming here soon. As the Tigers kick back off, that ball's going to go out the back of the end zone, and Zionsville will begin this next series, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Good game.
It has been a good game.
3-0.
So the Zionsville Eagles defense now limiting the Fishers Tigers after driving down inside the 10-yard line, limiting them to a field goal. Now let's see if the Zionsville offense can come out, get a spark here, and put some points on the board. 7:34 left to play here in the first half as Hinkle brings them up. He'll have the I formation and 2 wideouts. The handoff up the middle. surging forward.
Good run.
Once again, that run right over that right guard. That is Cole Wendt, 5'8", 182 pounds. He's a senior. And Wendt picks up about 4 yards. They'll spot the ball at the 24-yard line.
They've pretty much stuck to the ground the whole game, haven't they, Jay?
Not much passing. 2nd and 6. Handoff once again to Wendt. Wendt bounced off his blocker there, goes to the ground. They're going to give him maybe a 1-yard gain, spot the ball close to the 25. Well, just past the 25-yard line. So about a 1-yard gain. Went nowhere there as they had trouble opening that hole. And as you said, they've been keeping this one on the ground, and Fishers has been able to get themselves in position to stop this. One of the big guys out there is Tyrone Neely, 6'5", 230 pounds. You wouldn't want to hit him as Christensen or make that Hinkle. Pass rolls to his left, gets forced out of bounds. I think he ran out of options and tried to keep it at the last minute. Might have picked up a yard or two, but he's going to be forced out of bounds well short of the first down, but there is a flag down.
Those linebackers strung out the play, and he couldn't turn upfield.
Let's see what the flag is. Personal foul against the Tigers, so this is going to result in a first down. It's a break for the Eagles.
Big mistake.
So somebody tried to give a little extra attention to Josh Hinkle as he was forced out of bounds, and Hinkle will, on that run, give them a first down following the personal foul.
Was he showing that he helmet to helmet?
Well, there was something like targeting the helmet, I think, was the official call, as the the Eagles will get a first down at their own 41-yard line. 6:10 left to play here in the first half.
Good field position now.
Hinkle with the I formation, 2 wideouts. Handoff to Wendt. Oh, it is a pass. I am so sorry. That I just absolutely lost it in the stadium lights as they dumped the ball off to Hayden Clark. Hayden Clark gives him a pickup of about 6 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 4 here.
That was a good play.
And they are moving here as Wendt on a very successful play action there. I thought Wendt was going around left tackle. And actually, if they'd handed off to Wendt had some running room there. So maybe the Eagles are finding some room here.
Well, some play action, I think, should loosen up the linebackers and safeties.
Once again, Hinkle will go back to that I formation. Handoff to the up back. The spin move. Moves forward, very close to the first down. That was Panola. Panola is a bruiser. 5'10", 155 pounds. He's a sophomore, but he runs close to the ground. Lowered his head, and it'll be 3rd and very short. The ball is just inside the Tiger 50-yard line.
Yeah, it's about 1 yard to go, and they're going to put hat on hat, helmet on helmet. With those big guys up front, see who wins the battle for the trenches right now.
451, tight formation, I formation, and there might have been movement, and I think there was, and I think this is really going to cost the Eagles. Somebody moved on the right-hand side of the offensive line, and that's
too eager.
5-yard mark off, and that will bring a 3rd and very short into a 3rd and 5. Ball goes back to the Zionsville 45-yard line, and this changes the complexion.
It does. Where they had the ability to pick up a new first down. It's going to be tough. 5-6 yards to go. 6 yards.
Hinkle comes off the sideline. They'll line up once again in that I formation, make that offset I, and Hinkle will be in the shotgun. Puts a man in motion. Delayed handoff to Wendt. Wendt rambles forward, but Wendt is going to be at least 2 yards shy of the first down. Ball will be spotted at the Zionsville Eagles' 49-yard line, so he'll be at least 2 yards shy of the first down. It'll bring up 4th and 2 here.
79 got hurt for the Eagles. It's limping off. 78, Josh Dunlap, Yeah, Dunlap is out.
And it also looks like number 72, Zach Dramanis, is limping towards the bench as well. Punt is up. It'll come down about the 20-yard line. He's got some return room, but
Not this time.
very good coverage on special teams will limit him to maybe a half yard at best, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Fishers Tigers, very close to the 20-yard line. In fact, they're going to spot it right at the 20.
I think it's sufficient time, 3 minutes, 37 seconds in the half. If they put together, a string of first downs like they did earlier in this quarter, they might be able to get at least in the field goal position again.
Well, Fishers punted on their first 4 possessions, scored 3 points on a field goal, and then find themselves, as you said, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Handoff up the middle, not much running room. We'll maybe get out for about a 6-yard gain. On the carry was Harvey Allen. Harvey Allen on the stop. And certainly what the Eagles would like to do here is to put Fishers in a protracted drive here and try and eat up this clock, go into halftime only down 3-0. 3:05 left in this half. Christensen, handoff, not much room.
Big stop.
Brought down in a hurry before that play could even develop. On the stop was Riley Porkchek. So that'll bring up 3rd and 5. They'll spot the ball at the 26. So it'll be actually 3rd down and close to 4 here.
I always say his name is Poffercack.
Well, they kind of told me it was Porkchek last time I talked to him.
Okay.
But,
we've messed up
their names so much, but I actually checked on that one.
All
but,
right.
No, but I do appreciate the heads up because, trust me, I'm the name butcher when it comes to high school football. Back for the quick pass. Christensen's going to be flush from the pocket. Another good stop.
4th down.
And once again, Ryan Teague in on the stop. It's going to bring up 4th down. But, boy, I'll tell you what, though, he was able to rumble forward for some yards, so it's going to bring up 4th and very short, and I believe the Tigers are going to go for it. Maybe not.
No,
for just a moment, Connor Christensen stayed on the field.
If they would go for it there, big mistake.
So 2 minutes left to play, even though there is no 2-minute warning here in high school football. It'll be our own 2-minute warning as the Tigers will be forced to punt.
Let's see if Coker can run it back.
Coker is back. Will fair catch. So Coker fair catches, gives the Eagles now another shot at it. He'll be at his own 36-yard line.
Decent field position again for them.
So Zionsville began its last drive on its own 20-yard line. They've had some drives here that have started close to midfield, and this is one of their final attempts here in the first half as Josh Hinkle will go back to work.
They have had the best field position in the game.
They really have.
So they need to take advantage of this.
And their defense has kept them in this game. The Tigers, as we know, have a potent offense, and the Tigers have been held to just 3 points here in this game.
And they don't have to go 35 yards. They go to about 30.
Hinkle, delayed handoff to Wendt. Wendt tries to find some running room.
Run. Yeah.
Gets a gain of about 2. He'll still be inside the 40. Timeout is called.
Zionsville?
The Tigers call a timeout. I wonder if they're going to try and conserve some time here.
Interesting. Well, I meant to say they didn't have to go 65 yards. Really, they only have to go about 35 to get into field goal range. So,
well, both teams have good kickers, and Zionsville has already converted field goals in the past, so we'll see here. Yes, Fishers leads this one 3-0 with 1:32 left to play here in the first half. Were you surprised with that conservative call? I know they probably handed off to Wendt as somewhat of a misdirection changeup, but they really didn't fool the Tigers.
I don't think they have confidence in their pass attack. And although, Zionsville's got some tall kids. Palermo 6'3", Kyle Bachman 6'4". I think Coker is a really good target. So I'm not sure why they don't try to line up one of their fellas who are 6'3" on a smaller defensive back and then go for it. Especially at this point in time, try to isolate it, get a one-on-one. And there he is. He's up on top against a kid probably 5'8".
So Christensen.
No safety coverage.
One single back. Quick pass. Looks, tries to hit the slant, and that one was almost intercepted in and out of the hands of the Fishers defender. Defending on the play there was Luke Harbison, and Harbison almost corralled the interception there. It'll bring up a third down. So 3rd down and 8. The ball is on their own 38-yard line with 1:29 left to play.
Yeah, he had perfect one-on-one to the left and just didn't see the man. He's getting it again. Look at the top, Jay.
3 wideouts branch wide to the left, 1 back in the backfield. Christensen under center. Back to pass, rolls to his left, tries to hit a receiver and just couldn't get it into Coker. Coker was near the midfield stripe. Coker would have given him a first down if he could have got that ball. And falls incomplete. Now 4th down for the Eagles, and the Eagles will punt this one away, giving, ironically, the Tigers one last touch here in the first half. The Tigers have 1 timeout left, though we've kind of found at the high school level it's really hard to utilize some super big attack. They may try a couple of long downfield shots here, as Zionsville will punt from their own 25-yard line.
Short.
Ball's going to be short, go out of bounds close to the 40-yard line.
Oh, that's good field position now for them.
So the Eagles are forced to punt. The Tigers take over at their own 43. This has been a tale of punting here this evening, as both teams have been forced to punt. Both defenses have dug in and made it very tough to get much offensive traction in this ball game.
Wow, 43. They don't have that far to go to get into field goal range with 1:18. And they're doing the same thing. They're getting single coverage.
Connor Christensen, with 3 wideouts, 1 back in the backfield. Christensen in the pistol. He's back to pass. Looks, finds one of his receivers down the middle. I think he short-hopped it.
Yeah.
Tried to get the ball into DJ Lassick, and Lassick short-hopped it. But I believe Lassick was open. Good downfield coverage by the Eagles secondary.
That might have been a skinny post if he was.
It was, yeah. It was close to the post, wasn't it? Certainly, they seemed like they were trying to flood the center of the field. As Christensen now goes back into the pistol formation, 1:14, the incomplete pass, stop the clock. Christensen steps up into the pocket, has an open receiver this time, holds on to the ball. That was John Williams. Williams will give the Tigers a first down. He's going to be close to Eagles' 37-yard line.
They're getting close now.
The clock stops as they move the chains, 1:07. As Christensen hurries up, calls the play, gets into formation. Clock starts. Ball is snapped. Back to pass. He's got time. Ball got tipped at the line. He tried to feed it in down the sideline. That was a no-go. Tried to hit Williams on a fly. Williams was covered heavily. That was Jake Minuski on coverage there.
Minuski.
And Minuski had him blanketed there, so no-go on the pass, and that ball was tipped at the line. In fact, a bit of a lame duck, even though it had some velocity on it. Christensen now gets 2nd and 10. Clock stops, 59.3 seconds.
Lots of time.
Ball is resting on the 37-yard line of the Eagles. Christensen, pistol formation, back to pass, has time, hits that was a skinny post, and boy, with the spin move, it's a touchdown, is Jay Sean Harris.
Wow. Put the moves on him. All right. They're going to line up for the extra point right now. 9-0 right now, going for the 10th point with 52 seconds to go. And it's good. 10-0. Boy, they got the ball with under 2 minutes, and they've actually left a little bit under 1 minute. That was a quick score. Unfortunately for Zionsville, they've had field position all night. Just have not been able to move the ball against this team from Fishers, and Fishers really put a dagger into their hearts, scoring with less than about 52 seconds now in the first half. So we'll see. I mean, oftentimes the team will rally back quickly with a. Be nice if Zionsville could get the ball and run it back. You see that once in a while in high school as well as college and pros. All right, here we go. It's a funny formation that they've lined up in, but they've kicked it pretty deep, and it's out of the end zone. So they'll start at the 20 with the ball with only 52 seconds left in the quarter and in the half. And I suspect what they'll do is simply run it out and go into the half down 10-0. But we'll see. It's always possible to try to do a Hail Mary on this, but that's just not been their plan. They've been running the whole game. So here comes Zionsville. Snap the ball, went off left tackle. Maybe he gains a yard. Clock's running. They may have one more play to go. Yeah, it's for no gain. So they're still at the 20, second and 10. Play clock's starting to run at 22 seconds, and there's 27 seconds left in the game. So there'll be one more play for sure. Line up, high formation, up the middle, 5 yards, and the half is over. So at halftime, we have Zionsville at home, homecoming, unfortunately behind 10-0 to the Fisher Tigers. And we're going to stop right here, watch the festivities at halftime. We'll be back to you after the half is over. It's always been even see a 52. Well, hell. What did they do to us? He was talking about a handgun that he got off the Marine. And he said it made big noises. Yeah, he was on that ship. I'm imagining he's on one of the ships. God, that was 41, and this is 2014. It's 59 and 72 years ago, so he was probably 19, so he's about 90, 91 maybe. He might be younger. I'm sure there were guys in there 17, before the war. Guys snuck in. Being in the Navy was a big deal. They get to see the world. Never expected to go to war. Being in Hawaii was the best duty you could have. Yeah. For the Depression, yeah. Food, had money to blow on wars and murder. This is homecoming, so it's a goal first. Yeah, their statistics for passing is pitiful. They don't want to struggle. I think they're hoping to just break a big one. They ain't going to grind down that team. That team's too big. 2 or 3 yard hitch to Coker that might break one, Or a safe pass to him to see if he can break it.
Well, we're getting ready for the second half of action here. Zionsville Eagles, it's their homecoming. They are hosting the visiting Fishers Tigers. And the Tigers, of course, we know how tough they can be. This evening, though, the Zionsville defense, which is a unit that we've come to expect to really step up in these tough games. The Zionsville defense has limited the Fishers Tigers to just 3 points. That was scored on a field goal.
No, 10 points.
23-yard field. Oh, 10 points. You're right. There was one final score there. One pass over the middle, spin move, and they found the end zone. We are enjoying our halftime festivities and over-the-top performance from the Zionsville Marching Band. And, of course, the Marching Band kids work harder and longer than even the varsity football players to put these shows together. Now, Fishers High School, the visitor, 10-0, 8 first downs for them to only 1 for Zionsville. And we talked about the fact that Zionsville will get the first touch here in the second half. They really do need to generate some offense here. The defense has been spectacular in stretches, quite frankly. The rushing yards for Fishers, 63 to Zionsville's 36. Passing yards, though, 84 to 6. So the passing attack for Zionsville has been somewhat non-existent tonight here, Ken. They're only 1 for 5, no interceptions.
Yeah, they just don't throw the ball.
But they have only churned out a total of 42 offensive yards, so it has really been their defense here tonight. And their defense has limited Fishers. I overheard some people talking about the fact that Fishers has been a scoring machine this year. In fact, yes. Fishers has been averaging right around 30 points this season, so they are a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, if Zionsville could have stopped that last rush that they made within the minute, it could be a 3-0 game right now and been anybody's game. But right now, being up by 10 points, it's an uphill battle for Zionsville since their passing attack is just non-existent.
Well, I think that we are going to have to see some offensive output here in the second half. The good news is the Eagles will receive the ball first. An enthusiastic crowd here tonight, absolutely perfect weather-wise. And this Eagles team has risen to the occasion in the past as they beat the visiting Noblesville Millers, who ironically beat this Fishers Tigers football team. So the capability does exist. And Ken, you'll appreciate the baby powder, which we've seen at Hamilton Southeastern games, has made an appearance here in Zionsville. So, yes, the cloud of white and the always boisterous student section cheering on tonight's recipients, the homecoming court. And there was some popular choices down there, Ken. A great reception to the students that work so hard. And we do have the visiting class of 2003 here tonight for homecoming night.
Plus, they had a Pearl Harbor survivor, gentleman who is probably in his early 90s, who was at Pearl Harbor on that fateful day on December 7th, 1941. And we were able to talk to him, and he reminisced about souvenirs that the Marines brought him. He's just a fine gentleman.
Well, and like you said, it's an honor to meet a member of the greatest generation. As the Tigers put the ball into play, ball will come down very close to the end zone.
Oh, it's running back.
Coker will grab the ball, brings it up to the 10, the 20. He'll be brought down about the 23-yard line, and the Eagles, needing some offense here, will get the first touch of the second half. It'll be 1st and 10. They'll spot the ball at the 22-yard line.
They should have scripted their first 3 plays and maybe do something, a little bit more unusual. Send them back on their heels. They really need to get some offense going. Hinkle's he's gotten his marching orders. He's getting into the huddle now.
Let's see what adjustments have been made. Larry McWhorter, their experienced head coach, as Hinkle, back to pass, rolls to his left, hits his receiver.
Very good.
And he hit Panola out of the backfield, and Panola picks up yardage out to the 32-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and a long 1.
That's what you got to do sometimes, especially when you're behind. Pass on the first down.
Well, like you said, Ken, hopefully with some luck, they have scripted those plays because they come up to the line of scrimmage. They're ready to go to work. 2nd and 1 for Josh Hinkle. Ball at the 31-yard line. Handoff to Wendt. Wendt will pick up the first down. He'll be down to the 35.
That's the second first down they've gotten in the whole game, isn't it? They only had one in the first
They only
half.
had one first down in the first half.
That's good.
A lot of punts for both teams. And
it calls for more baby powder. First down.
11:15 left to play here in the third period. The Eagles trail by a score of 10-3. 10 to make that 10-0. Hinkle will be under center. I formation with 2 wideouts.
Pass.
Play action. Rolls to his left. Tried to get the ball out in the flat. Could not quite get it into. His receiver on the play there was Hayden Clark. Hayden, the senior tight end. And a little bit of a screen there as Hinkle was chased out of the pocket. I think that was designed to to pull some of the defenders away from that flat.
They put too much pressure on him. He couldn't get the ball to Hayden Clark.
Back to the I formation, 2 wideouts, 1 left, 1 right. Quick handoff to the up back. That was Panola. No, quarterback keeper. And once again, I was fooled, Ken.
Great play
that
fake.
Was a tremendous play fake as everybody tackled Panola up the middle, and Hinkle motored around left end, and Hinkle
Great fake.
Gave them their best pickup of the evening.
Panola did his job. It looked like he was dragging people.
Absolutely. It'll be 1st and 10 in Tiger territory at the 45-yard line.
They did script that, didn't they, Jay?
I'm glad they did. And
these
boy,
adjustments are just in the nick of time.
This fooled this old set of eyes. I formation, 1st and 10. They're in Tiger territory. Hinkle under center. The handoff Wendt this time. Wendt tries to find some running room. He gets tripped up. He'll probably lose a couple here. In quickly on the stop was Nika Moore.
They can't afford to go back to the same old thing, just...
The dink and dunk has not worked for them tonight. In fact, a shockingly small amount of offensive output in the first half. They're kind of fortunate to only be down 10-0. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Ball's resting on the 46-yard line.
Pass.
Quick pass.
Excellent.
The ball is caught.
Yeah,
stays inbound. And on the catch was C.J. Annabunum.
This is a good drive. This is the way you do it. Mix in the pass with the run. Keep them off guard.
3rd down, a long 5. The ball resting at the Tiger 41-yard line. Hinkle will be under center. Wendt is in the backfield. Panola, the slot receiver, goes into motion. Play action pass. Flag is thrown. They got the ball to Panola. Panola will be down about the 40-yard line, so a gain of only about 1. Let's see what the flag is. The flag in the past was helpful to the Eagles. Let's see what the Zebras are indicating. Holding on the Eagles.
Now, how could an Eagle hold? I mean, he would have clawed him. It should be clawing.
He would have been clawing. Absolutely. Those
illegal
talons.
Clawing.
The thing about Eagles is they rarely trim their toenails. In the wild, they have no access to toenail clippers. Well, that brings up a 3rd and very long, 3rd and about 17 here as the ball is back inside Zionsville Eagles territory, inside their own 50-yard line. 9:20, scoreboard clock ticks as Hinkle goes under center. 3 wideouts, branch wide right, 1 back in the backfield. Hinkle, back to pass, rolls to his right, has some time. He's going to have to tuck the ball and run. He's on the 50-yard line, still on his feet.
Run.
He'll get the ball down to the 45, so really close to the original line of scrimmage. But that will bring up a 4th down and 10.
Yeah, but they're inside the Zionsville 50, so they should, even though they give up possession, the field position should be much better for them now.
they're going to go for the punt here, and they'll try and pin the Tigers deep. As back is Jay-Sean Harris to receive this punt. Jay-Sean will be standing at about his own 12-yard line. High snap, but the punter gets it. The punt is going to come down inside. I was getting ready to say inside the 30, but they're going to spot the ball at about the 32.
Bad punt. Boy, they had an opportunity.
Not a good punt.
Well, it was because of the bad snap. Terrible snap.
Fishers will take over at their own 32-yard line. This will be their first possession of the second half.
He's lucky he got that ball off before it was blocked. So he did the best he could, but it's unfortunate. Gives them very good field position.
We've talked about the fact that the Tigers are a very potent offense, and they were held to less than 150 yards here in the first half by this daunting Zionsville defense, as Connor Christensen will go to work in the pistol formation. The handoff, tries to find some running room, hits a wall of green jerseys, will pick up a couple of yards on the play, but good defensive stop there by Brandon Wilson of the Eagles.
These young running backs like to do the spin move, don't they?
Yeah, the spin move works for some players. For others, you might say, I'm not sure the spin move's working for you tonight. That'll bring up second down and a long 8 here. The ball is resting on the Tiger 34-yard line. Christensen now under center, one back in the backfield. He's got 3 wideouts. Now puts a man in motion. Back to pass, play action. Southpaw unloads, and he's got a receiver open down the middle, but just overthrew him. That was John Williams on the fly pattern, and Williams was had a step on his defender, but just ball was thrown over his head.
Yeah, that would have had to been a perfect throw because at least the defender was masking him inside. It was a good call. It was a good call, though, Jay. I mean,
do you think McCarron would have hit that one?
Oh, Jimmy McCarron? Yeah. Jimmy? Is that his name? JD?
Boy, McCarron's first name just blew out of my mind.
It's JD. Roll Tide.
Back to pass on third down. Hits his receiver. First down yardage right about the midfield stripe. That was on the carry or on the catch. That was Chase Buell, senior wide receiver.
Christensen looks more like Stabler, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. The southpaw thing will kind of throw you just a little bit. Connor Christensen throwing with the left hand. 6'2", 182 pounds.
He's got that three-quarter delivery, too, just like the snake. And they're in red and white.
That's right. Another famous Alabama alum. He and Joe Willie, some of the 2 best quarterbacks that ever played for the Tide. As Christensen, the Eagles stunt, the handoff up the middle, and boy, stiff resistance, a gain of only a couple. Some big arms around that runner, including the arms of Nick Maines. And as you said, Maines will earn a Lebowski here tonight. Big Nick Maines, 6 foot, 206 pounds. He's a senior. Plays both sides of the ball, but effective at defensive end.
I like the way he tackles. He hits, wraps, and tries to lift the guy back. And
they limit the absolutely, and they limit the Fishers ball carrier to just 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Even though he's playing defensive end, I think on Saturdays you'll see him at linebacker.
Back to pass. Had a receiver open in the middle, could not get the ball to him. That was Jay-Sean Harris, and overthrew Harris. Harris found just a little bit of room between the secondaries and the safety, and that would have been a nice reception. As it is now, it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, unlike Zionsville, this team really likes to throw the ball.
Yeah, the Tigers not afraid to toss the ball around here tonight. This drive started for them on their own 32-yard line. Timeout. Officials timeout. Now they start the clock again. This hometown crowd imploring this defense as Christensen goes back to pass. and got sacked, got nailed.
Who was it?
How about that? Flying in from the outside to drop Christensen was Brandon Wilson.
Great.
Wilson drops him for about an 8-yard loss on that play, as Christensen never had a chance.
Crowd was chanting defense, and they got it.
They did get it, so this
Beautiful
is hopefully a break that will spark that Zionsville offense here, as they look like they are wanting to block this punt. The punt is off. It's a high punt. It's going to be short. Coker fair catches at his own 32-yard line. So a tale of two punts to start off this second half. Zionsville now will get their second touch of the half, and they'll start at the 32-yard line.
They need to take advantage of this good field position. They just need to start putting together a couple of first downs in a row. Get some confidence, get a rhythm going, get back into this game.
Tigers lead this one, 10-0, 5:43 left to play here in the third period.
Well, the fans are chanting. See if that helps.
Hinkle brings him up to the line. He'll be under center. One back in the backfield, three wideouts. Hinkle back for the quick pass. Slant pattern. Hits. Short gain, but it was complete. That was Ben Walters on the catch.
It's a nice, safe pass, and they could continue to do that from one end to the other.
They put the ball on the 39-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. Nick Maines comes in the game now as a wide receiver. Hinkle
see if they call his number.
Will have Panola in the backfield with three wideouts on 2nd down. Hinkle, another quick pass on the slant. Identical to the previous one. They hit Ben Coker. Coker gets a first down. It'll be a first down. They're going to spot the ball at the 44-yard line.
Well, you know, with that setting up, that's setting up a hook and go. Not maybe on this play, but a play or two down the line where they fake that, and then the guy goes straight, takes a fly pattern down the sideline.
Well, Fisher's defenders have been playing off these Eagle receivers here because of the fact that there has not been much passing, only one complete pass in the first half, so maybe this will change as the delayed handoff goes to Wendt. Wendt over left guard. Wendt will pick up a couple. They'll spot the ball at the 47.
They're trying to crack that wall, but...
yeah, there's some big Tiger defenders down there.
But that's all right. Play action.
A systematic drive here ending in a touchdown would be just the medicine this offense needs, as Hinkle will be in the shotgun with two backs in the backfield. Play action.
Perfect.
And a perfect pass. Hit him on the post pattern. That was Hayden Clark. And Hayden Clark gives the Eagles a first down at the Tiger 36-yard line.
Finally, they're mixing a good passing attack this half in with their running.
Hey, here's some Eagles trivia for you. The Zionsville stadium announcer is also the principal of Zionsville High School.
Well, he should know the players better than us.
I think he knows the players quite well. Hopefully the players have not had to visit his office too much. Handoff to the up back. That is Panola. Panola surges forward for a gain of about 3. They're going to spot the ball inside the 35-yard line. This is the most successful drive of the evening. Ball's going to be right at the 33, so an official pickup of 2. .321 as the clock ticks. Josh Hinkle brings him up to the line. One back in the backfield, 3 wideouts. Hinkle has finally brought the passing game back as he passes again. Hits his receiver in the right flat. Is he having some trouble getting up? No, he is up and on his feet. He hurt his
ankle. He's
wobbling just a little bit to the sidelines. On the catch was Ben Walters. Walters gives them another first down. They'll spot the ball at the 24-yard line of the Tigers.
If you notice, they've been throwing to the right the entire time. You got to be careful. You keep going to that same side every time. That cornerback is going to try to jump the route.
Absolutely. You got to be ultra careful. These are some talented secondary players for the Tigers. The handoff. Went, slams into the line on the left-hand side. He will pick up very close to 4 as they spot the ball about the 22. So a gain of 3. It'll set up 2nd and 7.
Here's where you do the double move. Have the kid hook and then go into the end zone. Try to beat the cornerback. Is that Coker down on the right side?
Coker lined up wide right.
That's
one back
man.
In the backfield. Hinkle, play action. Looks, he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. Now he hits Coker, and Coker catches the ball. Coker manages to hold on despite the defensive pressure. Coker forced out of bounds, but it'll be 1st and goal for the Zionsville Eagles. And Ken, you saw that one, you called it, and Coker was the man of the hour and gives the Eagles their best offensive surge of the evening.
Well, you give that to the offensive coordinator for Zionsville. I mean, it was pretty plain that that's what you needed to do. He was setting it up by throwing those short, quick slants out, and then he had him go a little bit deeper. Too bad he wasn't in the end zone.
2nd and goal. They are 7 yards out from the score. Hinkle will be in the shotgun. He has 2 backs in the backfield, tight formation.
Well, they have too many men moving.
There we go. The double shift hurt them. On the design keeper, he flips the ball out. That would have been a touchdown, but I am with you, Ken. He put Panola
Backfield
in motion, and unfortunately, both the backs and the wide receiver were moving at the same time, so the double shift is going to result in a 5-yard mark-off.
This is not the Canadian Football League.
Isn't it? I saw the other day a Canadian football. They've changed the rules slightly. They actually had one of the receivers moving towards the line of scrimmage, so he actually had
not one.
Some momentum.
They can all do it.
They can all do it?
Run toward
wow.
the line. It's wonderful.
I don't know how the defenders defend.
Oh, they don't. They just...
It's a Canadian football score festival.
Yeah.
Well, let's repeat first down. Only unfortunately, we're back out at the 12-yard line. The handoff up the middle. Good run. Getting some yardage in between guard and tackle on the left-hand side of that line. That was Cole Went. Cole Went gets them down to the 9-yard line. So a gain of 3.
But they have to
2nd
score,
and goal.
Right?
Yeah, this is 2nd and goal. From the 9. Hinkle under center. He's got the offset eye behind him. Maines is in motion. Nick Maines, right side. Maines on the catch. Maines tried to drag the defender down. After Maines caught the ball, they're going to spot him about the 2-yard line. Maines obviously a physical mismatch against that Tiger defender. The Tiger defender, Michael Ryan, 5'11", 160 pounds, and Maine had him by about 30 pounds. This will set up a 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
Go for the mismatch again.
Handoff. Went slams into the pile. He does stay on his feet, second effort, but it looks like he's going to be shy of the goal line. They're going to probably spot it between the 1 and the 2, so it'll bring up a 4th and goal.
There's at least 1 and maybe 2 Fishers players down.
Yeah, and this may be an equipment timeout. Well, no, you're right. There is an injury. It looks like one of the players is down. One of the guys looks like he is having troubles with his shoe.
Oh, yeah, they're not injured.
Yeah, they're okay. So
it's the old shoe.
The old fake shoe routine.
Yeah.
So some decision time here.
Oh, you got to go for it.
I think you do.
And I think you go for the mismatch. Go for the throw.
Ball's actually between the 2 and the 3, according to the far side yard marker. And this, as the clock ticks, this looks like this will either be the final play or maybe not quite the final play of the third period. The handoff, the pitch. Tries to find some running room. Does he get it? Yes, he does on second effort. Panola surges forward. Matty Panola.
Look at that.
Yeah, the baby powder flies, and Panola on second and third effort, he was stopped about a yard shy of the goal line, and he just kept his legs churning, and Panola.
That was Larry Zonka personified.
Yeah, Panola crushed the defenders and put the ball in the end zone. The Eagles' first touchdown, and it comes on the final play of the third period.
Well, they deserved that. They took the ball and did what they needed to do. Well coached. This is a well-coached team.
This is a very well-coached team, and
a
very close game with the successful extra point. The score should be 10-7. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So let's make that a 10-7 ball game. And as you said, the Eagles came out in the second half. They needed offense. They got it. A 3-yard touchdown run from Panola. The Eagles not only are on the board, but they're back in business, trailing this powerful Fishers Tigers team by only 3 points. And you've got to hand it to that Zionsville defense, which has come out with vengeance here in the second half. And I would just use the word limit. They have limited the Tiger offense capabilities here.
Well, this may be a cliche, and you've got 12 minutes left. You've got a whole fourth quarter. But the team that can play the best defense is going to win this game. And so far, they've both been playing very well.
Well, we've seen the Eagles before in the past use that defense to always keep them in the ball game. And as you said, Ken, that touchdown score from the Tigers, that could have literally gone either way. This easily could be a 7-3 ball game. As it is, it's a 7-10 ball game in favor of the Tigers, as, of course, the Eagles would like to see another defensive stop here.
They're capable of it.
The kick is up. It will come down about the 10-yard line, finally scooped up. And then the ball was momentarily loose as the Tiger return man, that was Michael Ryan. Ryan almost lost the handle there, and there was enough green jerseys. We've talked about the swarm that is Zionsville Special Teams. He was lucky to hold on to that ball and about a 6-yard return, but plenty of excitement during the 6 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10.
I'll bet you
for the Tigers at the 19.
Rick Wimmer was probably.
Yeah, he was thinking, no, not this. So let us see what Fishers is able to do against this tenacious defense that is Zionsville. As Christensen back in the shotgun, gets the ball off. And a good gain from Jay-Sean Harris.
Yeah, he's their speedster. He's the kid that scored the touchdown. That's what they wanted to do. They needed one block for him.
And Riley Porkchak was the man that brought him down, but not before he was able to pick up 6 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
It's a manageable amount to get a first down with 2 more plays.
That Eagles defense stunting at the line. The handoff and a good open field tackle limits that ball carrier. That was Jake Minuski. We talked about the fact that Minuski has been tough here defensively, and just a 2-yard pickup. It'll bring up 3rd and 1 on the carry.
Big play for the defense here.
The carry was Harvey Allen, and you're right, this is a tough one. 3rd down now and a long 1.5 yards. The ball at the 28-yard line of the Tigers.
Fishers is bringing in some big boys.
A stop here, of course, would force a Fishers punt deep in their own territory. And as you said, they're going to the size team, a very tight formation. The surge from the Tiger line with Christensen keeping the ball, and it does look like it will be a first down right at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, not by much.
So the Tigers surge forward. They'll get another 3 downs to play with here. 10:26 left to play in the fourth period. Not only does Zionsville need to stop them here again, but they need to get the ball back with plenty of time for Zionsville's offense to operate.
Yeah, and they want it in good field position, so they need to get a 3-and-out right here.
Christensen in the shotgun. 3 wideouts. Christensen rolls to his left. It was the design keeper. Found some room up the middle, cuts inside, and that's going to be first down again. The ball will be spotted at the 41-yard line, so a 10-yard gain from Christensen on the design keeper. He did have a receiver he could have pitched the ball to, but no need.
No sense getting a little bit wild with the ball.
Christensen now will be under center. He's got 3 wideouts. As the Eagles go into the 4-3. Christensen, delayed handoff, and how about that? We talked about this defensive powerhouse, and that was, once again, on the stop. That was
64.
Well, number 64, and I don't have him on my roster.
That's right. We saw 64 at halftime.
I think we did see 64 at halftime. Yes. So he was part of the homecoming court. And unfortunately, despite his physical size, there's no roster number for him on my roster. But he limited that run. In fact, dropped him for yards. It'll be second and 11.
We'll call him Clark Kent.
Clark Kent of this Eagles football team. Christensen now pitches last minute. Gets the ball out to about the 43-yard line to pick up a 4 on the play. This will bring up third down, and it's going to be a long third down. The ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line, so it'll be third down and 6.
Yeah, you don't want to give them another first down. They'll take another 3-4 minutes off the clock.
Actually, that'll be about a third down and 7 here, so this would be the perfect moment that you'd like to see the Zionsville Eagles team. They need to draw the line in the sand, Ken, as Christensen goes back in the shotgun formation with 3 wideouts. Christensen back to pass, rolls to his left. He's going to have time. Gets the ball in. Is it caught? Yes, it is.
Looked like it.
Got it into Jay Sean Harris. Harris catches the ball and goes out of bounds. They're going to spot the ball close to the Eagle 44-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Well, that's going to take time off the clock. Even though the clock is stopped for the first down, it's going to start again. And, boy, this is going to take a couple more minutes off. You may want to see the Eagles start to play for maybe a turnover here. Rip the ball out of the runner's hands. Tip the ball if it's thrown. Anything to get the ball back.
Christensen with the tight left formation puts Harris in motion, one back in the backfield. Handoff, tries to find some running room, round left end, and that ends up being a very good gain. On the carry was Harvey Allen. And Harvey Allen picks up about 7 yards. They're going to spot the ball inside the Eagle 40-yard line. They threw the ball to the ref, and the ref flinched. And see, that's the same ref that thinks it's so easy to catch this ball all the time.
Is that the umpire?
I think that was the ump. That was Del Asher. From scenic London, Kentucky.
Well, he's the fellow we talked to. Isn't he?
I think so. So 2nd and 4 for the Tigers. Handoff up the middle. Bounces it outside. He's going to pick up the first down. That is Harvey Allen again.
They're being very proficient here with their running attack.
When there is a flag on the play, this might be a hold, so Harvey's first down run might come back.
Now, personal foul.
Personal foul targeting the helmet, so they're going to tack on 15 at the end of this run.
that's bad.
That'll put the ball down very close to the 20-yard line.
Good for Fishers, but very bad for Zionsville.
In fact, just inside the 20. It's going to be at the 19-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 following the personal foul. 7:15 in the Tigers' drive. This is their most successful drive of the second half.
Zionsville needs a turnover.
Christensen under center. He has one back in the backfield. Now the handoff. Finds some running room. Right-hand side, a pickup of about 5 on the play, on the carry. That was Maurice Campbell.
Zionsville made wholesale substitutions right now. They took 3 kids out.
Second down now. Ball inside the 15-yard line of Zionsville. 6:24 left to play here in the game. And they are ahead by a score of 10-3. Rolls to his left. Has all kinds of room and time. Christensen is brought down, but not before he picks up the first down. On the stop was Zahir Meesum. Well, very close to the first down, at least from this vantage point it did, but it'll bring up a third down and about 1 now. They're going to spot the ball very close to the 10-yard line. So 3rd and 1. That was not a design keeper, but there was certainly plenty of room off left end, and Christensen took advantage of it.
Yeah, Zionsville dropped back into a man-to-man, and they had everybody covered.
Now they go tight formation once again. Christensen is going to keep the ball, quarterback keeper, and that big offensive line, I believe, is going to give the Tigers another first down. And, yes, it will be 1st and goal.
When they've needed
at
1
the
or
7
2
yard
yards,
line.
They get it. That offensive line is huge.
Well, and the Eagles, despite the fact that they have an incredible defense, you can't leave them out there for the length of time they've been out there. And despite the substitutions, that team has to be feeling it as the Tigers keep bringing it here in the second half. Tigers are ahead by a score of 10-7. Christensen 1st and goal. Christensen, the pitch. Tries to find some room. He's going to go in. Went in untouched.
Wow.
That was Maurice Campbell. Maurice Campbell, one of their speedsters, 5'9", 174 pounds. Around right end, went in untouched. And the Tigers score their second touchdown of the evening.
Ugh.
Well, here's what's interesting, and this is a baseball analogy. You know, good pitching, good fielding. Zionsville can limit these powerhouse teams, but they just don't have the offense to cover.
That's right.
With 5:06 left to play, the successful extra point, and visiting Fisher's Tigers go up by a score of 17-7 with 5:06 left to play here in the game.
It's not over, but it's be very tough for Zionsville to come back now.
Well, Zionsville is going to have to get on the horse and put her into gear here, because time will be a factor here with only 5:06 left on this clock. So, yeah, what do you do when
you run the kickoff? You run the kickoff back.
You sure do, but
Put
what do
you haul on your speed dial right now?
What do you do when you've got just this killer defense that has just, and it's tough. We sometimes forget. These are just young kids, 15, 16, 17 years old, 18 years old. We expect so much out of them, but, it's just the offense is really struggling. And obviously they're struggling against the Tigers. The Tigers are great.
I think they're both playing a very solid, excellently coached team on both sides of the ball.
Well, absolutely. And in fact, this Fishers, this Fishers team has been used to having its way, as Zionsville is back to get the kickoff. The pooch kick will come down about the 24-yard line. The returner to the 30, the 35. Good field position. They'll start at about their own 38-yard line.
They got to get Coker involved in this offense more.
Well, Coker had been certainly one of their offensive weapons, and Coker gave them a key first down en route to their first score of the evening.
They got plenty of time to move that 60 yards down for a touchdown.
Hinkle.
They've got to score here.
Hinkle and the Eagles are 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Panola in the backfield. Back to pass. Quick pass. They hit the outside receiver. I think that was Maines. It was Nick Maines. Maines will pick up about 4 yards, spot the ball at the 41-yard line.
There they go to the right side again. Boy, they better be careful that nobody jumps the route.
A gain of 3 officially to bring up a 2nd down and 7.
I haven't seen many seam passes, have you? Down the hash
I
marks?
have not. I think they have tried to hit some of those, but I have not seen a successful one. As Hinkle goes back, quick pass, the swing pass this time to Maines. Maines had one blocker out in front of him, but that was quickly sniffed out by the Fishers defender, limited Maines to just a gain of about 1. They're going to put the ball at the 42-yard line, right in between the 42 and the 43. And it'll be 3rd down and 5 here for Hinkle and company. Hinkle will be under center, 1 back in the backfield, 3 wideouts. Hinkle back to pass, rolls right, hits his receiver. It's going to be close to 1st down.
They're going to give it to him. That's a good spot.
Are they going ahead and waving the sticks on? They do, and that was Coker. We
so.
talked about getting Coker involved in the defense, and Ben Coker is going to give him a 1st down.
He's got really good hands. That'd be my go-to guy. He's bigger than Wes Welker, but he'd be my Welker. He is
Welker-esque as the ball is just inside the 50-yard line. Call it the 49 of the Eagles. Play action pass, and this time it is up and in and out of the hands. This is intercepted.
Is it?
They're going to say it's intercepted. Out of the hands, unfortunately, of Ben Coker, right into the hands of an Eagle.
Well,
or make that a Tiger defender.
That was a good defensive play. Very good defensive play. He had him well covered.
Heads-up play, and unfortunately...
They were listening to us to go to Coker, and they did.
They did. Hinkle, unfortunately, turns the ball over. The normally sure-handed Coker, unable to retrieve that ball, would have given them a 1st down inside the 25-yard line of the Tigers, as it is now. Tigers going back the other way.
You can't score if you don't try, and that was a nice try.
3:34 on the clock, and the Tigers are up by a score of 17-7 here. They'll undoubtedly try and grind down the final few minutes of this game. 1 back in the backfield for the Tigers. Now they put a man in motion. The handoff is up the middle. The spin move, and that will be close to 1st down yardage. A good carry there by Harvey Allen, depending on the spot here. That could be a 1st down.
He might be a yard or 2 short.
It's going to be a yard shy, so a pickup of 9. And now they can afford to be very systematic with the play calling now is Connor Christensen taking his time looking over at the sidelines. These Tiger fans have come alive.
Yeah, they're going to milk the clock here, and Zionsville has to rip the ball out of the runner's hands. I would be surprised if Fishers puts the ball up in the air. At this point in the game, they're up by 10.
Yeah, it's 2nd and 1. They probably will not have to here. Long snap count. 1 back in the backfield. The handoff, the carry, finds some running room off left end. A pickup of about 5 on the play. That was Harvey Allen. It'll be 1st and 10. They're going to spot the ball at the 39-yard line. Pickup of 4. It'll be 1st and 10. 2:29. And the clock will tick as soon as they set the chains.
By the time they snap this ball, it'll be around 2 minutes. They're taking their time, aren't they, Jay?
Yeah, they are, and this has got to be tough for this Zionsville defense who has played lights out here all night. They've limited this powerhouse Tiger team. They just haven't had the offense to answer for it. It's been a tough night for the Eagles on homecoming. Handoff up the middle, pickup of about 4 yards. That was Harvey Allen again. Harvey Allen is the senior tailback, and finally the timeout is called. So the Eagles call the timeout. The Eagles will have 2 timeouts left here in the second half.
If they can stop them, they will get the ball back one more time. But if they give up another first down, we're going to have to put the tiki torches out because the party will be over.
Well, they'll need to score twice to win this ball game. Well, this has been a heck of a game, as you said, Ken. This game has been
man down.
This one has been a chess match.
Look.
Oh, they do. They have a player down on the far side of the field. That's what the timeout was called. So both the timeouts stay on the board. The
number 12.
There is a Fishers player.
Johnny Williams.
And John Williams looks like he is going to get up and will leave the field under his own powers. That's always good to see.
He might have cramp. Might have gotten the cramp.
Yeah, it's hard to say. When they can walk that well, at least you think to yourself that with some luck, that's not anything major orthopedically.
Yeah, good.
You know, we've always said this. What do these players have, Ken? Youth and toughness. 2 things that we sadly lack. But thankfully, we don't have to face the orthopedic consequences of a Nick Maines coming across and insinuating himself, as he has repeatedly here tonight for these Zionsville Eagles.
Is that his nickname, the Great Insinuator?
The Great Insinuator.
Or Incinerator.
He is. Boy, I tell you what.
He's hot.
He has been hot here tonight. Nick Maines, 6 foot, 206 pounds. The senior. He has been tough here tonight. This entire Eagles squad has a lot to be happy about. It's just, I think, homecoming is going to. No, they're not going to be happy about the loss, but they've got to be pleased about their overall performance here. And this is a team that has come a long way.
It's a good team.
It really is.
Yeah, they have nothing to be ashamed about. Nothing. I mean, their opponents have to respect them.
Well,
they know that they're going to be in a dogfight.
I think Noblesville came in here a couple of weeks ago just thinking, hey, they were going to have their way with these Eagles, and Eagle defense showed the Millers a thing or two en route to a victory that night. As Christensen, under center, puts a man in motion on 2nd and 5, handoff. Sea of Green brings down the ball carrier. It'll bring up a 3rd down. In on the stop was Soren Didenda.
Well, they're close to a first down again.
It'll be 3rd and 1. The ball is going to be right at the 48-yard line, and the Eagles call a timeout to conserve some time here. So, as you said, one more stop. The Eagles have 1 timeout remaining, 1:53 on the scoreboard clock.
If they could get a stop here, make them punt, get the ball back, and get a big play, theoretically they could be back in the game. But I think the odds are, I would not go to Las Vegas and put any money on that.
Well, we've had perfect weather here tonight. It has been no rain. Ironically, the press box, which is one of the finest ones we visit,
excellent,
may be refrigerator cold officially at this point, Ken. That's just my casual observation for what it's worth. But the undeniable hospitality of the Zionsville athletic staff to our Audio Sports Online crew has been much appreciated. 3rd and 1. This is the stop that the Eagles are going to have to make here tonight. 1:53 on the board. They trail this game 17-7. Their line digs in. Quarterback keeper Christensen keeps it end around, which
Smart play.
Yeah, which is they faked the quarterback sneak up the middle. Christensen put the ball on his hip, went around left end and picks up the first down. That will be at the Zionsville 48-yard line.
Zionsville played a 6-2 Oklahoma defense. They had 6 men on the line, 2 linebackers, with the 3 guys in an umbrella. Haven't seen that since my junior high days.
Wow, I mean, that's stacking the box, isn't it?
6-2-3.
1st and 10 for Christensen and company. The Tigers will undoubtedly come out of here with a victory. The handoff, and that was sniffed out pretty quickly by the men in green. Putting a stop on that was Scott Fuller.
Last time out.
And others, and now the final timeout for the Eagles. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 13, the ball back inside Tiger territory at the 49-yard line. 1:18 left to play in this game.
Not much you could say at this point to your defense except, young men, you did a great job. We're going to get him next week.
This is a team that will regroup and come back. They've got a lot of young talent on this team.
Yeah, I really didn't see how many seniors and juniors were starting or sophomores and juniors were starting. But they have a good program, and they're very well coached.
Yeah, Zionsville has come into their own the last couple of seasons.
Talk about youth. Look at these cheerleaders.
Oh, yes.
It's the U.S. Olympic gymnast team out there.
They are. They have another thing, youth and toughness as well. Well, the Tigers are lucky to come out of this one tonight with the victory that they are sort of cruising towards, because this Zionsville defense has given them everything except for the kitchen sink. Christensen on the keeper. Once he got past the line of scrimmage, just kind of tucked the ball and went to the turf. It'll bring up a long 3rd down, but as you said, the clock will continue to tick. The Eagles, now the scoreboard clock is still showing 1 here, but I think they had used their final timeout. Let's see if that is the case, as the clock now rapidly ticking down. This may be victory formation time for the Tigers.
I think they're going to take a... I better not say it. No, I think they're going to take a delay of game.
It does appear that is the case, that they'll just go ahead and take the delay of game. So with 33 seconds left, they'll mark off the 5 yards, and then undoubtedly they'll go into punt formation. Well, see, I think it's only 3rd down. Sometimes I confuse myself, but I think it's still 3rd down.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's 3rd down. Okay, they don't have to punt. Actually, they don't.
No,
have
I
to
think
do
this
much.
is take a need time, I believe, for the Tigers.
Yeah, they're managing the clock perfectly.
Well, that's been the one thing about football at the high school level. You know, first of all, the execution has been incredible. Talent's been there, but it is difficult to get. We've seen Hamilton Southeastern sometimes exploit the clock, but if the clock is within a couple of minutes of the half, it's been tough to really get that 2-minute offense untracked. Mostly because, as we've seen time and time again, you're facing some pretty tough defenses. The Tiger defense has been no slouch here tonight either. As Connor Christensen looks like he's getting ready to take a knee here as the backfield goes back to protect him.
Yeah.
And this should be the final snap of the game.
Yeah, it's clicking under 20 seconds.
Under
now.
20 seconds, and that
Game's
is
over.
it. So now the game
over.
is over. So, yeah, the Tigers, I think, quite frankly, lucky to come away with a victory here tonight, as the Zionsville defense held their own but could not hold back the entire Tiger attack. Final score here from St. Vincent Health Field, home of the Eagles. It is 17-7 in favor of the visiting Fishers Tigers. Well, we certainly hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast of Zionsville Eagles football on AudioSportsOnline.com. We'll join you next week. Thank you, and good night.